when we made the first game, there was no character called Hailey. There was nothing. The Miles team said, hey, we have this great character we want to introduce named Hailey.
Okay, so this is a follow-up from my initial Spider-Man 2 video. I'm literally in disbelief at the information I'm going to share with you guys. Some of you might already be aware, I just had to talk about this myself. It's just so unbelievable. In my first video, I talked mostly about Mary Jane, why she looks off in many ways, how the Scream boss fight with Peter is essentially psychological venting of woke resentment towards men.
Begging for validation from you.
It's all very demasculinating and hypocritical to Peter as a character.
I write words I don't believe in for a man I despise!
So we have 100% proof that all of these speculations are 100% true. I've been seeing this image of the writer who looks an awful lot like Mary Jane and who looks nothing like the actress face model. I chose not to mention it in my last video because I didn't want to make it about a specific person and would prefer to criticize the game itself in general rather than bring up a person and make it personal. And I still thought maybe that was just speculation, that was her face that influenced the changing of MJ from the last game. But after being exposed to this woman's bio on the Insomniac Games website and all of the other countless clues, all of this is 1000% confirmed as being factually true and much, much more. Alright, you ready? Get a load of this. Hi, I'm Ashley, but you can call me Ash. Let's get real for a second. Storytelling is impactful, no matter what medium it's in. As a queer and hard of hearing person, I'm looking forward to learn about the world around me, while still telling stories true to my personal experiences. I aim to write impactful stories with representation that audiences could see themselves in. Who doesn't want to see themselves in their favorite games? Furthermore, I believe games are for everyone. They should be accessible and supportive of all players. Outside of writing, I work with accessibility teams to pitch ways we can make our games more inclusive. Inclusivity is incredibly important to me, if you haven't noticed. So not only has this person injected herself into Mary Jane, altering the looks of the actress who was hired, she has also injected another part of herself, the hard of hearing, into the deaf character that is Miles' love interest. I have empathy for people who deal with health problems or disabilities. I have extreme terrible nerve damage that has severely altered my life, so I can relate in ways and have empathy for all of that.
Are we doing it? Are we doing it the right way? Because the last thing you want to do is have the good intention and it comes across completely differently, right? You know, like for example, like something I didn't even think of because I'm an idiot. Oh, we need the teacher. We need the interpreter in the classroom, and she needs to have a sight line to Hailey so Hailey can see. So like, I was like, remove this character, like move this person out of Hailey's way so she can see. Like,
but this is something else entirely. I asked in my last video, who was this for? I was genuinely confused, and it's quite literally for one person, this writer. It's meant to appeal to one person only, projecting herself and her own fantasy into the love interest of both Peter and Miles, which is odd because these are heterosexual relationships. Anyways, Spider-Man himself and Mary Jane was not enough. Clearly, Miles' love interest toward Hailey Cooper was entirely a self-insert. This might be the most narcissistic thing I have ever seen in my entire life. To self-insert into one of, if not the biggest superhero franchises on planet Earth.
Gonna cry?
Altering story and characters at the detriment of fans and Spider-Man lore to see yourself involved with both Spider-Men is selfish beyond all comprehension. The classic Spider-Man villains, graphic spectacle, gameplay traversal, and mechanics is what makes this game appear to be great, but taking an honest look at the writing of the story, it is incredibly superficial and shallow. The writing literally revolves around a self-insert after self-insert and pushing whatever political message on every possible level at every single moment. Those who can't see it are just slow. Peter is written to lecture the gun club on how guns are bad in the city, where not a single cop shows up anywhere ever in the game despite them being all throughout the first game, and it's taken over by violent, deadly hunting gangs and symbiotes, but simultaneously, the writer who put their face on MJ gives MJ a literal taser gun device that shoots things for self-defense. This is the writing of someone who does not care about logic or reality or double standards or hypocrisy, but only wants to see every aspect of themselves, both physical and political, confirmed and reflected back to them in every way possible.
Let's talk about the MJ missions a little bit. Her like the most OP character in the game. Let's just get it out there.
She's
one-shot everybody.
She's
yes.
okay. It'd say, all right, we'll make it easy on us and just not do it. And everybody would go, great, no MJ missions. Her moment's better. We're going to take on the challenge. We're going to make people like playing as her. We pick and choose our spots. We knew we had to make her more of a proactive, capable person. And if she's a little OP, I don't give a shit. She's fine. Yeah, probably. She's probably okay. I don't care.
I felt a lot of the Insomniac DNA while playing with her, especially in that mission.
I do not doubt that some of this motivation for these types of people comes from a genuine place of empathy and care, but it's empathy that becomes so weaponized that it becomes just pure virtue signaling narcissism that infringes upon and infects everything it touches like a symbiote. How poetic.
Are incredible. Gameplay is really fun. Is there anything that's just sort of just subtle that took a lot of work that you'd like to shout out?
You know, I wrote a letter to the people who reviewed it, right? I wrote a little letter just to kind of talk about it. And I almost basically begged people, please do the quests in the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man app and the ones related to Brooklyn Visions Academy. Those little stories really mean a lot to me. The world doesn't need to be ending or a giant sand person in order to be a hero.
But in reality, it's actually probably far more parasitic than symbiotic. And to the people defending this game as not being woke or saying woke is just a meaningless word, at this point are either just disingenuous or are just very slow. And the record-breaking sales of this game are entirely because it is the Spider-Man franchise. It's pretty much impossible for anything Spider-Man to not do extremely well. Combine that with the legend status of Todd McFarlane's Venom, it's pretty much impossible to fail. This game is not selling well because of the political messaging and the perpetual self-insert and distortion of characters. It is selling well despite those things. So I think that's about it for today. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below, and bye.
But it shows that a hero you got to be a hero at all times and for all different people.
Gonna cry.
And I hope that whether it's the Miles helping out the fellow students of Brooklyn Visions,
Gonna cry.
Peter talking to Howard.
That mission, tears.
Gonna cry.
So real quick story.